Hello, and welcome back to the 2018 Year of RPG contest compilation. This is going to be probably the last part. Okay, no, it's not. It's going to be the last entry, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to finish this in a single session. But depends on how long-winded I am, I suppose, like I am right now. But then there was the small matter of the hostile hotel. I did want to try some things there still. There was this in your atmosphere. There was actually something I wanted to try here. I feel like there was one more. Oh right, the heist. I didn't actually give the heist a proper go. So yeah, I think I'll be revisiting those at the end of the project, but that will be after I get my votes in and all that, probably. Alright, anyway, yeah, NotRPG, the Unbottled Cellar, by me. Now, the thing I was trying to do with this was I was trying to make a traditional DROD hold that relied on RPG mechanics. So this is that'll explain a lot of what I've done, and I'll comment more on that as I go. There are only 6 puzzle rooms, so it probably won't take too long to get through. After the recent quakes, the Smite Masters have been quite busy dealing with the inevitable monster incursions into damaged subterranean structures. Thus, it was no surprise to Beethrow when he received a request to investigate a cellar. What was unusual was that the client didn't seem to be too concerned about the usual roach infestations. Apparently, he kept a bunch of mimic potions in his cellar, and was concerned that the recent quake had released some of them. Of course, mimics aren't required targets in the standard contract that the client had signed, so Beethrow was only obligated to clear out all the other monsters. Nevertheless, Beethrow was sure that this job wouldn't be quite like his usual ones. And there we are. So yes, we are playing as Beethrow. We have the really big sword, of course, 1 hit point and enough attack to one-shot anything, because this is regular DROD. By enough attack to one-shot everything, that's actually not true. We'll get into that very shortly, actually. I can see one of those mimics already. Shouldn't be too tough to deal with this one. Now, an interesting thing about RPG is that mimic turn order processing seems to be different than in regular RPG, or than in regular DROD, which I guess makes sense because you can step into weapons in this game, which changes other things as well. Yeah, I noticed the timing of when mimics did things was a little bit odd when I was testing this. We do have a challenge scroll over here to stab all of the mimics. That's because we have a 400 gold Greckle Gate right here. Now this stabbing is important because if the mimic were to die on hot tiles, for example, you would not get the Greckles. If a mimic stabs another mimic, you do get the Greckles. That counts as fighting. So this one's easy enough to deal with, as Beethrow said. Just leave, rotate your sword once. There we go. 45 Greckles. It's a good start. This does not count as one of those 6 puzzle rooms, by the way. So here we go, with the first one. And probably the best room on the entire level. But I will start with it anyway, and we'll just go downhill from here. So this, I was actually quite happy with how this turned out. So the issue here is that you don't actually do enough damage to kill tar babies or gel babies in one hit with these stats. Which means that you have tar and gel that you can cut into, but that you can't, like the babies then become immobile obstacles you can never put your sword over. Which is actually a pretty cool mechanic. I'm quite happy with how that worked out. Obviously, we do have to clear everything to get access to this yellow key, which is the only reason we really do the puzzle. This is my Conquer token equivalent. And we can drop the bridge, because of course we don't want to leave the babies behind. That would violate the Smite Master's contract. We have to clear it. But if we want to get the Greckles from this mimic, we have to put it back on this island at the end. So let's just go through this. we're going to get this guy down here, because we do need a double stab. That's how we're going to start this. Oh, did I enter this with my sword facing a weird orientation? Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Okay. Yeah, so for the move that I'm trying to do here, I'm going to want our swords to be opposite. This also means I can never actually kill this mimic in this run of the room. So I guess that is an extra step here, which makes this puzzle a little bit harder. But yes, we will continue. Oops. Like so. Double stab, it's very good. An interesting quirk of how these work is that when I stab here, because Bithro's sword will be here, no baby will spawn. That's just going to give us a little bit more maneuvering room, which will make things a little bit nicer. Now, I don't believe that's required. I think I might have done it without that in one of my testing runs, but since discovering this, I've just done this every single time, and it works out nicely, and I haven't bothered trying to recreate not doing this, so this is now my solution. So we just have 2 cuts left. It's important not to do this cut first, because then you get issues maneuvering around with the babies. Although, I think that was more of a case when there was a baby here. When this baby's gone, this suddenly doesn't matter as much. We are going to get the mimic out, and yes, we do have to be careful, because if the mimic stabs anything, we die. So, yeah, grab the key, put the mimic into position, kill all the babies, get the Greckles. Okay, that's one room clear. This room is just silly. This is a bomb maze. There is a mimic, so we cannot rotate our sword at all at any point during the maze. And there is actually an issue with this room. I think this came up when I was talking about it with somebody in chat. I actually originally planned a 3x3 grid of puzzle rooms. And then I cut out these bottom 3 and put a wall here, which means you can't actually access this maze from the south at all. So this room's kind of broken, but it was kind of janky to begin with. But basically, you have 3 orbs. Each one should only open once. There's a connection there that shouldn't be there. Okay. Man, this is not my best room. This is definitely not my best room ever. Anyway, we're gonna do that. And then to get that key, we're gonna have to rotate again. And this is all just red herring. You were never intended to actually hit either of these. Although I think it was actually possible if you could enter with it facing diagonally from the south. Well, yeah, like diagonally here, you can get up to this one pretty easily and open this, but that doesn't help you at all. I guess I'll just leave this as is for the final compilation. I'm not bothered enough to actually fix it. Stabbing this mimic is a little bit tricky. We are not able to do that just yet. Now, I guess I could show you why we actually care about these keys, but we'll get there eventually. We are going to need all 6 of them. So here we have a timer. When the mimic dies, we can't kill it. When it dies, we can't kill it. That's the issue, which means that we fail the challenge. So what the mimic does, the mimic lets us through here, and then if we have like an extra 8 to 10, I haven't counted exactly, moves to spare, after getting in here, we can kill the mimic as well. So this is just a matter of putting the mirrors on the pressure plates. And I don't think it matters terribly how I do this. Oops. I think it's like 50-something moves you can make with a Mimic on a hot tile. I did check that. Okay, you're down to 17 more moves to go. So I'm going to rotate you twice, so this is facing the right way. 15 moves to go. Can I get from here to here in 15 moves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because I have to rotate twice. I believe. A quick save. Because I think I have to restart. I think I was actually one turn too slow here. But let's check. Yeah, so rotated my sword for optimal stabbing. You have 1 hit point left, which is going to be a fail. Yeah. Alright. So I screwed up on this puzzle. It wasn't exactly the way I normally solve it anyway, but I don't know why I guess we'll do this. And 17. Is this the same issue I had before? No, I think this is 2 more moves than I had last time. Alright, let's do this again. Yeah, okay. 3 to go. Stab. Yeah, so that's just an efficiency room, getting the mirrors onto the plates. This is probably the easiest out of all of the rooms. This is just a matter of door walking. Pretty simple. Something I guess I should be stressing, every single one of these rooms uses an RPG element as part of the puzzle. So this one was not being able to stab the babies. This one was sort of the Mimic timer on the hot tile, which is questionable. This was not being able to rotate the sword while you're in the room with the Mimic, but being able to rotate it when you're in another room, and having that persist, as well as doors being open persisting on multiple entrances of the room. This is the door walking room. Yeah, Vithro, I know, I'm boring. Good enough. Yeah. That's an easy room. I guess we'll do this next. Well, these last 2 are both awkward because they interfere with each other as far as the timers go that are in both rooms. So we'll do them both simultaneously. Yeah, we're going to. Whoa. Let's not do that. So this one is quite difficult, unless there's an easier way of doing this that I don't know about. There probably is. In fact, actually, yeah, you can probably just get 1, 2, 3. If you get the 3 mimics all lined up like this, and their turn orders are right, you step here, starts the fuse, swing your sword to kill 2 of them, and then step off before it explodes. Yeah, that would work. Okay, so there are multiple solutions to this. The one that I had intended involves using the Force Arrow here. So we're just going to put a Mimic on that. And then we need to make sure that the turn order of these guys is yes. Okay. So you can't actually click on things to see what the turn order is in RPG. But as it happens, this Mimic is faster than this Mimic. It moves first, this moves second. So what we're going to do, we're going to have you move first from here. You're going to step here. You are going to be here. You're going to be stuck on the sword, so you're going to step down and you're going to stab this Mimic. Then the fuse will be lit, but there will be nobody on this pressure plate. Then we're going to move this way or something twice to get you out of the blast range. And of course, yeah, you're safe. Right, we have to do that because we need to stab all the mimics. Like this room's actually pretty easy. This is really easy if you're just trying to get the key. Just put a mimic on here, step on this yourself, grab the key, and leave. But if you want to actually have enough time to do all the rest of this, you have to do something complicated. Like... Oh. There's a couple of issues with this. One, I think I'm in a bad spot. That's fine. Just do that. So now I'm closer to the edge. No, I don't want to be closer to the edge. I think this is fine. Okay. That. I can't do that though. Okay. So now this is set up. Step once, fuse is lit, mimic's dead. We're going to step again. That's going to get you close to being out of the bomb range. Then we're going to leave the room. That bomb will explode eventually. So that's kind of the RPG gimmick of this. So all we have to do is make sure that we enter the room from over here somewhere, so that we can make a diagonal move this way to get you out of the bomb, this mimic out of the bomb range. Bomb blows up, and then we have time to grab here and get out. So that'll be fine. Then we have this. This is actually a pretty lenient timer, but there is a timer with the mimic involved here. Right, I can't rotate my sword on this screen. I don't need it rotated yet, though, because I can rotate here. This is fine. So how this is going to work. Unfortunately, all the ortho squares highlight, which is a little bit annoying. But yes, we have this toggling all of these, this toggling all of these as well. So to get to the key, we're going to have to solve an orb puzzle here. It involves 3 orbs and 2 plates. Yes, I made an orb puzzle, I'm sorry, but it worked out alright for what I was trying to do. Hopefully it's not too painful. So what you can do for this is have this set, because these, with the orbs, you have 3 closed doors, you toggle 2 with each orb press. It is impossible to have all of these open at once. So all you can do is set this up in such a way that you only have 1 door, and then either you have the mimic moving down here, as you're moving down here, hitting orbs along the way, so you grab the key. The problem with that approach is I don't think you can get back out. So that's what these are for. You have to have the mimic hit one of these pressure plates in order to open the 1 door, to toggle the 1 door that is closed. So we're going to open, we want both of those open, which is done by either hitting this orb or by hitting both of these once each. That's what we're going to do, because that's less time on hot tiles. So we'll end up with just this door open. This mechanism down here is how we stab this guy, which involves, again, using the mimic to stand on these, but it's not going to be quite enough. So we're going to need something else to help us with that. Alright. Right, this always gets me. This is the issue. Well, we'll solve this room now. Rotate our sword so we don't stab that bomb when we pick up the key. Whoops. Save the mimic. Okay, rotate our sword again. There we go, got the Greckles. So yeah, you took a ton of hits that you really didn't need to take running across here, but like I said, this is a fairly generous timer on this room. So now we just have to do a bunch of stuff like that. We need you to be one more to the south. Now from here, from this position, I can step diagonally and down. You'll be standing on this, which will open that pressure plate. Which will hit the pressure plate, open the door. This lets me get to the key. But unfortunately, if I just run back up, I'm stuck. So I have to use the ortho squares, make a little diagonal shuffle to get you to move up like this, and that is spaced just right so that you can escape back that way. We will get you off of those hot tiles. How does that sound? Alright, so we have all 6 keys. Oh, going this way is going to get you onto the hot tiles again. Right, so let's put you down here so that you can move this way. Relatively minimal burns will be accrued in the process. We just have to probably from over here is better. Do that. Yeah. There we go. Run all the way over here. Get you down one more. This is kind of an annoying room, actually, in a lot of ways. But don't do the diagonal. I mean, you can, but I guess it doesn't matter. There it is. One lousy roach. Pretty sweet deal, actually. This is definitely one of the easier contracts I picked up. Well, as long as you got the 6 keys, you can come in here and pick up the pocket roach. This is the smallest roach I've ever seen. Seems pretty harmless, actually. Maybe I'll carry it around for a while. Could be useful. Who knows? As long as I kill it before leaving, the contract will be satisfied. Alright, so you do have to kill the roach. That's what the contract is for. But before we kill the roach, we can use the roach to gain access to this mimic. So that was actually what this was. This was entirely built just to be a roach and mimic. Well, yeah, to do something with the roach and the mimic. And in fact, there's one particular sequence of moves that I really wanted to have with this. So first, let's get everybody into position. How is this going to work? Well, basically, we need somebody standing on this pressure plate in order to be able to get into here. Then, we need somebody standing on this for this to raise. Since nothing affects this door, those are our that's how we're going to have to get through here. So we're going to need something on here and then something on here. Now, when something is on here, we could have this pressure plate cleared so that this raises and then just run across all the doors. We do have that option. But anyway, we're just going to solve this. So I'm going to put you back to here, I think is a good spot. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. That'll get you here. So starting from here, if you are here, we can get you here in 4 turns. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we can put the roach here and leave and come in from this entrance, and the roach will make a diagonal this way. As long as, pick up the roach for now, as long as your sword is facing, the mimic sword is facing this way on this tile, the roach will be here, sword will be here, roach will move here, rotate, sword's here, roach is here, rotate, roach is here, roach moves here. Then there's the ortho square, so roach still moves south once more yet again. So that was the sequence that this entire room was built up to do. Was to have the roach on the Mimic's sword. And I think I actually stole this from Bemsal Took. The Blind Race 4, I think he had something with the Mimic, doing something similar to this in one of the rooms there, which I thought was really neat. So this is sort of another application of that, only with some additional RPG-induced complications. So, we do need our sword facing this way to keep the roach in position, but we need to rotate off screen so that the Mimic can be ready to go. So it doesn't really matter what our orientation is for this puzzle. We do need to do something to get through here. Oh right, I can't rotate my sword on this screen. That's right. I was going to be clever and face north so that I could step here and hit this, and it would all be really nice and elegant. But alas, I cannot. There we go. So we now have to wait, rotate, step onto the door. We step off, that's fine. If we don't step here, the roach, like if we wait, the roach steps around the pressure plate. So we have to step here on this move. And hey, we are facing the right way. Okay, I got lucky, I guess. Now we're just going to go in here, safely blow up the bombs, and that is one more Mimic killed. This last one is easy enough to deal with. How much health do you have? 17, yeah. With 16 moves to spare on hot tiles. No big deal. And that gives us 405 Greckles, which is enough to get through the Greckle gate and complete the challenge. So again, like a regular DROD hold, there is no way to actually change your score here. So everybody who completes this will be 100% optimal. The completion mechanism, we need the roach to hold this down or step on this for us. Well, that takes care of that roach. Yeah, kill it on the hot tiles, and that gets us through. And then, for the sake of the challenge, there's two score points here. Cellar cleared. We do it this way, or we can do this. Now, it did occur to me, you can actually run into these hot tiles to lower your health here, but the scripting is checking for one or more than one. So all you'd be doing is cheating your challenge score point by lowering your health. So there's not really any benefit in doing that. So we got the What Would Pearls Do achievement for stabbing all of the Mimics with a sword. And yeah, that's going to be it, I guess, for this entry. I guess this is kind of a shout out to Pearls here, but King Dugan's Dungeon was the first DROD LP I ever watched. His LP of that. And he did go on several rants about stabbing Mimics in the back, so I thought this was a nice nod to his work on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. It was a simple job. Beethra went into a cellar, cleaned up some spilled bottles, killed a single roach, and got paid. Not a bad day's work. And that, technically, finishes the RPG contest. I guess I could actually leave the hold. That is a thing I can do. I stepped in the room. I have a red thing on the minimap until I leave. Oh well. Dirk decided he had enough. He walked out of the school gates and ran home. His mother caught him playing video games in his room. Why are you not at school? Now you're double grounded. Looks like Dirk isn't going to go on any more adventures anytime soon. Well, probably not until the 2020 Year of RPG contest, I would imagine. But yeah, so that was the Year of RPG compilation. As I mentioned, I think at the beginning of this part. That was this part, right? I'm going to be replaying 3 of the previous entries, but as far as I'm concerned, I am done with the contest. I should probably give Heist a serious attempt before voting, just to make sure I've got a good sense of that entry. But yeah, I think that was good. Pretty good entries overall. There were a couple of weird ones, but I was quite happy with most of them. They were a lot of fun. The ones that I'm going to be replaying are obviously the ones with the most replayability, so extra, congrats for that, I guess. But yeah, that'll be it. I will see you, I guess, in the next part as I do what passes for post-game in an RPG hold. So yeah, I will see you then.